majority of Americans. That's why you see in every poll, head-to-head with Biden, I crush Biden. I crush Biden because right now, everything you hear me say in a Republican primary is going to be no different than what you hear me say in a general.
She says that every time on the stump as well, and it's true. If you look at the numbers, Nikki Haley has a better shot of beating President Biden head-to-head than any other Republican candidate. But Donald Trump is still favored to win tonight by a lot. As we like to say, never underestimate Republicans' ability to screw things up. Bill O'Reilly drew an eerily similar comparison to Jimmy Carter's campaign in 1980. Or as he put it in his message of the day, Jimmy and Joe. Carter couldn't get inflation under control. Prices and the economy are still a big issue. Neither can President Biden. Under Carter, Iran held 52 American hostages for a year. Today, Iranian surrogates are running rampant through the Middle East. Just the past couple of hours, Iran claimed responsibility for a missile attack from Iran onto U.S. sovereign territory, which is the consulate in Erbil, Iraq. By any estimation, that is an act of war by Iran. And Carter's brother accepted money from Libya. Biden's son accepted money from China. Bill O'Reilly, anchor of the No Spin News, author of Killing the Witches, The Horror of Salem, Massachusetts, with us now. Bill, if Joe Biden is so terrible, and that is the primary goal of Republicans, to get him out of office, wouldn't they at least give a look to the person who has the best chance of beating him?
No, because the Republican MAGA people, which dominate the party like the progressive left dominates the Democratic Party, they want an Avenger, not just a policy guy in office. And Trump promises that he will crush, as you just used that word, people who are embracing DEI, woke, who did election stuff, whatever it may be. And Trump's going to go get them. And that is a wide appeal for many Republicans.
Jonathan Martin in Politico, the most consequential fault line in this race and in GOP politics broadly is based on class. A working class divide with, 60-70% of that working class rule. Anger vote that you talked about, 30% maybe, is the more college-educated, policy-based, doesn't so much want things avenged as they just want things fixed?
Yeah, but there are more of the folks, the blue collars, than there are of the white collars because they have a tendency to vote Democrat. Generalizing, of course. But if you're looking at Donald Trump right now, I don't see any way he does not get the nomination unless there's a new scandal that nobody knows about, because he's got the momentum. His message is, I'll bring back the 4 years that I gave you, which were prosperous, which is true. And in addition, I'm going to get the bad guys. So I don't see Haley or DeSantis having a message that matches that.
I get that, but I'm wondering about the get the bad guys. I get why it works in a primary, but you and I have talked about this. It turns off even sort of Republican voters, even sort of Republican in name and in feeling and in policy, but not in, what, anger?
It turns off some people, but when Donald Trump goes in and says he's going to look at grants to colleges that practice anti-Semitism, that doesn't turn off most people. Huh? They know there's corruption at the university level. When he goes in and says, I'm going to take control of Washington, D.C. because it's an S-hole, okay, Muriel Bowser's going to get shunted aside. I'm going to stop the rampant crime. Remember, federal jurisdiction there. Now, most people aren't objecting to that. They're not going to object to it. But he is bombastic, and that alienates some voters.
No, look, you make a great point. There's a lot of folks, even in D.C., who are talking about how the difference back when Donald Trump was president. Your books evidently have been pulled from some Florida schools. Bill O'Reilly, Killing Jesus, Bill O'Reilly, Killing Reagan. You think Trump would put the books back on the shelf? Because I haven't heard from Ron DeSantis about this.
Well, you know, this is a scandal. Just briefly, Florida passed a law, and I supported the law, that says you can't have explicit sexual content in school libraries. Okay, fine with me. But now some loons up in the northwest part of Florida, the Pensacola area, are pulling books out of the libraries from John Grisham, Stephen King, Anne Frank, Bill O'Reilly. Because that's what always happens. You give loons power in their school districts, they run wild. So we called DeSantis today and said, hey, we need a statement from you that this is wrong and you're going to stop it. I got the big middle finger from Ron. That's what I got.
Interesting. Does that make sense to you? I'm confused because he's the guy who's going to have his war on woke.
No, it makes sense. Look, my job is to analyze them all in a fair way. Ron DeSantis is arrogant. Donald Trump is arrogant. Nikki Haley is arrogant. They're all arrogant. But DeSantis is more arrogant.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.